This is the tutorial video for the Reface DX voice lead example. So as discussed in the article, I'm going to break down how we put this voice together. So the first thing I'm going to do here is we're going to turn off everything but operator 1. Operator 1, we have square type feedback with a level of 87. And you'll see our envelope is sustaining at level 115 out of 127. So basically, this is a infinitely sustaining sound. And you can hear it's a basic square wave with some delayed vibrato. We're using algorithm 8, so we have our operators 1 and 2 stacks and our operators 3 and 4 stacks to emulate the 2 oscillator detuned analog approach to a lead guitar sound. You can see we have our detune set to -3 for our ops 1 and 2 and set to +3 for our ops 3 and 4. So as I mentioned in the article, we're using operator 2 to modulate operator 1 to create the distorted picked timbre of an electric guitar. So let's turn that on. Our level is 71. We have some velocity sensitivity here, so we get some dynamics with our attack. We have square type feedback and a feedback value of 95. Now you'll see that the envelope here for operator 2 is set at some very fast rates, 76 and 51, and it's going to only sustain at a level of 41. In Yamaha FM, that's actually a very, very low value. We're getting just very little contribution. So this envelope is going to play very quickly like a pick, and we're going to be left with the harmonic overtones just from our original carrier wave operator 1 here. So let's hear what that sounds like. Again, just our plain square wave operator 1. Now turn our modulator back on. So now we have the little pick and distortion sound at the attack. Also, as I mentioned in the article, we're using monophonic mode for our lead sound, so we have the difference in articulation between discrete and legato played notes. And I'm using mono legato mode, which in Reface DX means the portamento effect will only be applied to the legato played notes. It will not be applied to discrete notes. So let's see how this is working here. So again, the portamento is only being applied to the legato played notes. Also, as mentioned in the article, we're only going to hear the pick, attack, and initial distortion sound for the discrete notes. When we play legato, the envelope will not retrigger. So you can hear we just have the sustaining square wave sound from op 1 with, of course, our delayed vibrato. So let's go over here and turn on ops 3 and 4. Again, as mentioned in the article, these values are basically duplicates of what we have set for operators 1 and 2. I have some minor variations in feedback and level and some of our times just to mix it up a little bit. But the important thing is here that is we have turned on the pitch EG for these two operators, and our pitch EG settings have the very rapid, sharp, flat pitch bend that again only happens in the attack of discrete notes. If you remember from our article on ensemble brass, this helps accentuate the attack by creating those pitch instabilities that add into those nice little FM quirkinesses that we call stuff. So now let's hear those operators in isolation. You can hear the little pitch scoop in the attack. Now put it all together. So that's accentuated the stuff in the attack of the sound. And again, because it's in monophonic mode, we have the difference in whether or not we hear the picked attack or not, if we play discrete notes or legato notes. And of course, with legato mode, our portamento is only on the legato notes. I'm going to turn this to mono full. Now this means the portamento effect is applied to all notes regardless of whether you play discrete or legato. So again, we'll turn it back to mono legato. And mono full. So of course you can choose which fits your musical idiom and use the best. Just for kicks here, let's actually go ahead and set this to poly mode so you can just kind of hear what this sounds like if you were going to play chords in a polyphonic manner. Basically it's just a generic keyboard type synth sound. So let's go back to our mono legato, and now let's dress up the sound, put all the little finesse on. So again, we're going to add a little distortion and a little delay. So now we have a nice analog distorted guitar lead. So there you have lead example.